I gotta be honest, this is the part of the marathon that I was actually dreading the most because I actually I don't have that much experience with the second game we're gonna look at, Dragon Ball Z Battle Z, but Ultimate Tenkaichi, this game is something else entirely. Alright, so with the Raging Blast games getting mixed to average reviews by critics, I guess the developers wanted to try something different because in June 2011, this game was revealed under the code name Dragon Ball Game Project, page 2011. This game has actually gone through a lot of names in development: Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, Tenkaichi Z, Saiyans Rising, Awakening Saiyans, Saiyan Warriors, but it was decided that Ultimate Tenkaichi will be the final game. This game came out on October 25th, 2011, and with this game we gained the reputation of being one of the worst Dragon Ball games of all time by fans. I played this game once last year. I remember hearing a lot of people just saying like how bad it is, and I was thinking like, it can't be that bad because there might be something for people here to enjoy here. Long story short, I dropped the game about like an hour or two into it, and replaying this game for this video immediately made me remember why I didn't put that many hours in the game to begin with. As a matter of fact, the first recording session I had for this game barely even cracked an hour long. I immediately went to do other stuff like watching One Piece, watching The Boys, or playing Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is actually really good, you guys should play it. So usually I would say my overall thoughts about a game until the end, but if it isn't already obvious yet, I really don't like this game. But you know what, we'll get there when we get there. Let's start off with the smallest stuff first. To start off, I really don't like this game's graphical art style, and no, I'm not saying that because I don't like this game. I'm saying it because it just looks way too rough, and it looks like they tried way too hard to be realistic, but it just doesn't work. I don't know why people say that characters in Rage Blast 2 look like action figures, but honestly they look way worse than Ultimate Tenkaichi in comparison. Everybody looks like they have dirt all over their bodies. What's up with the Super Saiyan's hair? Why do it look like underripe bananas? And just look at the Saiyan's hair in base form. It looks fucking horrible. I mean, I guess the auras and memes look good, but that's kind of the given for most Dragon Ball games, so yeah. So I'm much aware of memorable music. I can really only remember the song that plays in the title screen, and a couple of songs that play in the story mode missions, but that's it. Now I'm talking about the audio. This game's audio mixing is dog shit. Like, when you put the game in your system, you're immediately greeted with this.
You're finished now!
It's a spirit bomb, and you're gonna eat it!
I mean, the song isn't bad, like, it sounds decent. Too bad I won't be able to appreciate it with my ears bleeding. But to be fair, Dragon Ball games never really had that great sound mixing to begin with. But the sound effects here were just cranked up so loud to the point where it just caused pure ear rape for the first time player. Okay, you can turn down the sound in the option menus, but the fact that I had to do that so all Toyo doesn't know my location in the first place just isn't very good sound design. And for reference, my TV volume isn't very loud either. I usually only have it at like 10% volume, but I had to put it down to like 3 so I don't wake up everyone in my house. As for voice acting, it's fine, but I sort of recycled some lines from Raging Blast. And it's even more obvious since that was the last Dragon Ball game to use the original Funimation voice actors. Shit, they even used the lines from different voice actors in the same scene.
How about we stop warming up and start the real battle?
Fine with me.
Where would you prefer to fight, in the sky or on the ground?
Probably the ground.
Like, they really couldn't ask the new voice actors to dub over those lines. And there's also the fact that voice lines can overlap each other when a cutscene plays in the middle of a voice clip.
You're not bad. You're the first person to ever cause me pain to get annoyed with besides my parents.
Okay, I think that it's time that I finally talk about the gameplay. Ultimate Tenkaichi keeps the fighting relatively simple. Squares are your normal attacks, triangles are your heavy attacks, circles to block, and squares to close in the gaps between you and your opponent. You can press square to chain combos together, and you can press triangle to send your opponent flying, and that's really about it when it comes to basic combos. Alright, well, there's two types of range in this game: melee range and blast range. Melee range is exactly what it sounds like. You get up close to do melee combat. Blast range is also what it sounds like. You get far enough to do the key blast at your opponents, but the opponents just love the key blast spam. This game does handle how key energy works differently. There's still a key meter, but to actually perform super and ultimate attacks, you need to build up your spirit gauge, which is built up by either dealing damage to your opponent or getting damage dealt to you. You can activate your super and ultimate attacks, but depending on your spirit gauge. When you fire your super or ultimate attack, you or your opponent have 3 options: guard, which lets you take a less amount of damage; evade, which lets you do a bunch of time button presses to get out of the way getting hit by the attack; or intercept, which lets you get into a beam struggle. And that's pretty much it when it comes to everything that you can do with this game, man. But like, there's nothing wrong with this game. Like, it's perfectly fine. It functions, and there's nothing broken about it. It's just that it's just so fucking boring. Oh my god, this game will allow you to do some of the most repetitive and monotonous shit that you'll ever do in a fighting game. Like you look at the word mindless in the dictionary, you'll see Ultimate Tenkaichi right there. Here's what the average match of Ultimate Tenkaichi looks like.
Gotcha. See ya! See ya!
Like that's it, that's all she wrote. You can't even string any of the square and triangle combos together because why actually put work in a game where you have the game do all the combos for you? Like 90% of this game is literally just watching things happen. Like even the beam struggles, which are a serious staple, feel half-assed in this game. Can you press triangle faster than your opponent? Well, congratulations, run the beam struggle. Like I know I criticized Rage and Blast 2 for having more simplified combos to pull off than the other games, but hey, at least the game didn't do everything for you. There's still some kind of a learning curve. Like you can't look at Rage and Blast 2 and then look at Ultimate Tenkaichi and think that combos require skill in this game. Like you're actually delusional to think they do. Like no offense to anyone who actually likes Ultimate Tenkaichi, but who the fuck asked for this? There's some times where game freezes after you do a combo. This is where you press a button to keep the combat going or counter the attack. It's pretty much just rock, paper, scissors. Now I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like Dragon Rush from Budokai 3, but watered down. But the problem with Ultimate Tenkaichi is that there's no offensive options. Matches in this game are wildly in the offense's favor, making every match in this game completely one-sided. Not only that, but there's barely any variety in this game. Like literally every single character has the same square and triangle combo. And there's not a lot of characters in the game to begin with, only 41, which is less characters than Rage and Blast 1. And coming out a year after Rage and Blast 2, that's terrible. It makes it even worse since there's no difference without how these characters play. I hear a lot of people say that the characters in Tenkaichi 3 are just copy and pasted from each other, to which I say, are you fucking serious? Have you played Ultimate Tenkaichi? Matter of fact, no, you probably haven't, because why the fuck would we want to play Ultimate Tenkaichi? Sure, some characters play similarly, but a lot of characters in Tenkaichi 3 have a lot of quirks that are unique to them. But in Ultimate Tenkaichi, everyone plays the exact same, and you can only get so much fun out of just watching a character do the same move over and over again before it gets tiring. And no, I didn't lock every character. I didn't really like the game, so I didn't really put that much time into it. Even the other modes in this game are much to write home about. Tournament mode is the same as the last 9 games that came before it, and the story mode is exactly what the last 9 games did before it. The only difference is that some cutscenes are animated, and you know what, I actually like these, probably the only part of the game that I actually enjoy. Like, they're animated well and are very faithful to the original animation, even if the pacing is a little bit too fast. Okay, there's also these giant boss battles that can actually
Fuck right off!
First, there's the Grade 8 mission, which is one of the first missions in the story mode, so great job to whoever put that there. My breaking point was the Metal Cooler fight. His attack patterns are so hard to predict, and you're not really given enough time to dodge out these things that he pops out. Then there's these quick time events that can actually suck the biggest dick that it can find. Like the normal ones are fine, but the ones that actually mash the triangle button, like what went wrong here? Either I'm not mashing the button hard enough, or they want me to mash the fuck out of the triangle button, because I'm mashing triangle as hard as I can. It doesn't go past the blue range, what's going on here? But other than that, there's nothing else here to talk about. The only new mode here is Hero Mode, and off the bat, there's already problems. The hero creator is too limited, you can only make a male Saiyan, there's only 3 types of heroes to pick from, and you can only customize your hair and clothes. Also, to be honest, with how half-assed the game feels, I can't help but think that this game was rushed, since Dragon Ball games were yearly releases since 2002. It's really just a story mode, but with different fights. I didn't make it past the first Grade 8 section. Like, this game really has nothing going for it. Honestly, no wonder why the PS3 360 era Dragon Ball game has such a bad reputation. Like, I know some of you guys might be thinking that I'm being way too harsh on this game, but let me just say that this game got so boring so fast, I legit fell asleep while recording footage. Like, that's never happened to me before. Like, maybe that's just me, but if your game is so boring that it causes people to fall asleep, I feel like somewhere along the line you failed. And the sad part is that the recording session I fell asleep in was longer than my other 2 sessions combined. Like, I cannot stress enough how boring this game is. Like, Tenkaichi won't let me bullshit hard, but at least I'm stimulated while playing it. Like, I was tired of playing Ultimate Tenkaichi 45 minutes after booting up the game. Like, I would love to play more of this game just to get footage and to see if it will get better, but I physically cannot bring myself to play more of this game. Like, this is just one of the biggest nothing burgers of a game I've ever played. Honestly, calling it nothing burgers too being generous, this game is a nothing buffet. Like, it's actually crazy. I went into this game with pretty low expectations to begin with, but this game actually managed to go even below that, and I'm not sure that's impressive or pathetic. I'm sure if your friends are Dragon Ball fans, then maybe there's some fun to be had, but without the single player experience alone, this game blows. Like, if you want to play a game that's like rock, paper, scissors, play Legends. That game might have its problems, especially with how much it'll be grinding, but you'll at least get more out of that than Ultimate Tenkaichi. So that just leads us to the second game we're going to look at for this video, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, which is honestly a pretty stupid name for what I always call it, Dragon Ball Z Dragon Fight. I just want to start off by saying the copy of this game that I ordered off of eBay, top part of the case seems to be broken off, and I can't really tell you why. Somehow this man has survived what happened to the case, and that's really what I'm more worried about, but now it's going to look all awkward looking in my collection. Now, I remember hearing about this game about a year after it first came out, and after hearing that we had the Battle of the God characters in this game, I was actually interested. Then I saw how the game played, and I immediately lost interest. So in past videos, I kind of lumped this game along with Ultimate Tenkaichi and Xenoverse 1 as one of the bad games in the Dragon Ball game lineup, but you know, I actually haven't played this game until now, so, you know, I'm gonna try to give this game like at least a fair chance, because, you know, after going through Ultimate Tenkaichi, can this game be any worse? Oh, cool. To be completely honest, I didn't actually come out hating this game like I thought I would, but throughout the whole time I was playing this game, I was just thinking to myself, is that it? Well, my first impressions were all over the place. The title screen was just a single JPEG of the box art. I like the nice interface for the game. A little bit confusing, but it looks nice. So then I start the first mission and ew! This game looks ugly. Like, I know I said I didn't like Ultimate Tenkaichi's graphical style, but I don't really call this an improvement. All the colors look weird and muted, and the character models look so weird. Well, why does Frieza look like he just came out the womb from this game? Like, this legit looks like an undiscovered content from the first Budokai game in 2002. This game came out in January 2014, very late in the PS3's life. Shit, the PS4 came out 2 months before. Okay, that's just how the game looks. How does it play? Okay, quick heads up, I'm borrowing someone else's footage because I did record my own footage, but for some reason my Elgato software didn't actually record anything. I don't really feel like playing it all over again, so yeah. So this game is basically a prototype of what will become the Xenoverse series. You can fight 4v4 matches, and this game mainly focuses on combo chains. This game has a decent amount of characters to choose from, but they all don't play the same, which is automatic upgrade from Ultimate Tenkaichi. This game has a new character like Beerus, Whis, and extra characters like Super Saiyan Bardock and Goku and Naruto's Sage Mode costume. There's 4 types of characters in this game: melee type who are pretty good at close range combat, Ki Blast type who specialize in long range combat, interfere type who interfere with opposing players' movement, and support type who helps regenerate your health. The control setup is pretty simple: triangle for basic melee attacks, circle to throw Ki Blast, square to ascend, and X to descend. You can go with evade attacks, hold R1 and R2 and press the circle button for super attacks, and you also do charge attacks or pressing L2. If you and your teammate hit an opponent at the same time, you'll do a synchronized attack. You can also send your opponent flying, and you and your teammate can chase after them, creating combo chains. It also fills up your power meter, and when it's fully charged, you can fire every character's ultimate attack, and that's really about it. Like, out of all the Dragon Ball games, this one had me finding the camera the most. It's always getting way too close to the characters and just jerks all over the place, making it hard to tell if your hits are connecting. Characters really only do one combo, so after the same saga, you will experience everything this game has to offer. The thing about this game is that it's just way too easy. You can really go through the entire game by just spamming triangle and other charge attacks and Ki Blast. Even with the enemy Ki Blast spamming, you can just bum rush through them. I mean, this game does bring back the Giant Ape battles, and it's better here than it was in Ultimate Tenkaichi, but just the results you button mashing anyway. And even if you die, your teammates can just revive you, and if you don't, you just get right back up anyway. Sure, it'll bring down your rank, but I doubt you'll care about that. If your power meter is full and you don't use your ultimate attack by the end of the battle, Goku will call you to transport your energy into the Spirit Bomb. When this game first came out, it was supposed to help players all around the world, but no surprise, this game's online dead. After completing a mission, you get rewarded with these cards, which you can customize characters with, and sure, this is cool, I like customizing my character stats and attributes, but they don't really contribute that much to gameplay, to be honest. You can play through the entire story mode without upgrading any stats. Sorry if this part of the video felt like it didn't have any structure or if I was just jumping around between topics, but that's really because it was kind of hard for me to get my thoughts together with this game. Like, it's a massive improvement over Ultimate Tenkaichi, but then again, that's not high praise. This game just felt like it's just going through the motions. Like, it really does kind of feel like a prototype for like, the Xenoverse because there's not a lot of content here, the gameplay is kind of repetitive, and there's not a lot here to enjoy. Again, this is something only Dragon Ball fans can really enjoy, but even then, hardcore Dragon Ball fans. While they're not aggressively bad, Ultimate Tenkaichi is just something that's fun for about an hour and then just puts you to sleep afterwards. And Battle Z is a better game, but just doesn't really have that much substance. I hear that it's better on the Vita, which I guess is why this game doesn't really have that much content to begin with, but as a whole, you can go through your entire life skipping these games and not really miss anything. I really don't see myself playing them again anytime soon. Well, also we're past the worst that the marathon has to offer. Kind of. But you know, now we're going to be jumping to the PS4 with both Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2, so you guys look forward to that. But all out the way, thank you guys for watching, I'll see you all next time. Peace.